Hi everyone, welcome to Core for Any. Online grocery admin app SwiftUI inside. Today we need to see this here the brands, edits, update, deletes, and list UI with the integration here the view models need to binding and to manage here the brands we need to flow check this here. First of all, we need to open here the old source codes and to copy this here the account tabs. We need to copy because we need to previous playlist inside. We need to creatings already here the user app inside this account view. But now need to reuse this here inside the opens first of all this source codes for the old source codes. Now opening here and now we need to go inside the account view and to show in finders and to copy this here the data we need to copy inside we need to copy this here. Then after now need to go inside the view and to write down here the new groups account and inside we need to create here the new files and to give this here the name account view. And then after need to give this here the group names and to set here the brand and first of all need to complete this here the account view. Now need to paste here this data and unused codes need to remove here and now need to change here the brands and need to clear here unused data. Need this here the promo codes notifications list like this. You need here the UI, that's why not clears here the these tabs helps about logouts needs here. Now first of all need to main tab view inside we need to configure this here the UI. Now need to open here the main tab UI and now need to configure here the fourth tabs means the 5 steps need to index of force. Now need to set here the account view like this. We need to configure here and to set this here the account tabs. Now we need to create here the brand list view need to UI we need to develop first of all. Need to create here the new files, select here the shift UI view and to give this here the name brand view and to creating like this here. Then after we need to first of all import here the state objects where to give this here the BVMs and to declare here the brand view models dot share and also need to declare here the environment variables and to declare this here the brackets inside slash dots need to presence mode where mode colons is equal to give this here the binding with here the present mode class. Presence modes like this. We need to configurations are the needs here. Then after we need to develop here the Z stack and we need to give this here the background colors. First of all we need to set here the BG color background color white. Then after ignore shape area and we need to remove here the navigation titles no needs. Also need to hide here the navigations bar buttons, back buttons need to hide. Then after navigation bar also need to hide here. Set here the true like this. We need to configurations are the needs here. First of all we need to check here if conditions if BVM is list array is empty, then to show this here the center inside the text we need to showing here brand is empty like this. We need to title message we need to showing here and also need to configure this here the fonts and now need to set here the custom font and to set here the bold and we need to set here the 20 like this. Configurations are the needs here. Then after need to develop this here the brand list UI need to develop to first of all need to set this here the scroll view And now need to declare here the lazy vertical stack, and we need to give this here the spacing, so we need to need this here the 8. Like these configurations are the needs here, and also need to change this here the array count, so need to change here BVM dots, need to list, give this here, and to id is equal to need to set here the id, and now need to get this here the b objects, we need to return here inside the list. Like this we need to configurations are the needs here, and then after we need to draw here the row UI we need to develop. First of all, need to check here the h stack, horizontal stacks need to set here, give this here the text. First of all, need to showing this here the brand titles. Then after need to creating here the edit buttons and delete buttons. Set here b object dot brand name, and now need to set here the font. Custom fonts need to set here, and to select this here the medium, and to set here font size 17. We need to configure this here. After we need to set here the frame, and to set here the max width infinity, and also need to give this here the alignments, need to set here the leading. Then after we need to developing here the edit buttons and delete buttons, we need to write down here. Set here the first of all the button actions labels, need to set here actions. Inside we need to give this here the bvm dot action edit, and to give this here the this b object need to pass here, and then after need to put this here the icons inside the UI, need to showing here image. And now we need to set here the names as a system names, so need to system icons we need to use, and we need to set this here the icon names pencils place, need to use open this here the like this sets, and to set here find out here the edit, set here pencil edit lines, so need to copy this name and to put here. Then after another buttons need to develop for the delete, give this here the action delete like here, and now need to set here the trust icons, need to find out here, and now need to copy here this relative names and to put this here. Now need to set here the foreground color for these icons, and now need to set here the primary app. Now need to copy, and we need to paste this here, and to give this here the red colors. Like this configurations are the needs, and to configure this here the row. And then after we need to configure here the for each loop inside, need to give this here the commons, need to frames, need to set first of all, need to give this here the height, need here the 50. Then after need to set here the paddings for the horizontals, set here the 15. Then after need to configure this here the background colors dot background color white. Then after need to configure this here the corner radius, set here the pi, and to clearing here. Then after need to set this here the show, and to set here the 2. And we need to also need to configure this here the lazy, we need to maybe wrong place, we need to set this configuration, need to fix here like here. Now we need to set here the all over paddings for this list view, need to give this here the 20. Then after we need to set here the paddings, we need to configure remove here the top paddings, we need to set here first of all top is equal to need to set top insets, plus we need to increase this here the toolbars, we need to tab bars space, we need to given this here 46. After we need to set here the paddings, and we need to give this here the bottom inside the shape area, we need to clean here bottom dot insets and to give this here the 60. No needs here the 60, only bottom shape area need to clear here because here not showing here the bottom tab bars, that's why to not given this here the 60 tab bar heights not given needs. Then after you need to create here the wish tags you need to develop here and to drawing here the drop tab bars need to draw here. First of all you need to create here the wish tags needs here. Inside need to develop here the horizontal stack, and now need to create here the buttons of the back buttons actions, and now inside need to write down here mode dot wrap value dot dismiss we need to calling here, and then after you need to set here the icons, you need to set here the image names. Inside need to give this here the back. Now need to set here the resizable. Also need to set here the scale to fit, and now need to set here the frame. Give this here the width, we need to set here the 20, and also need to given here the heights as a 20. Like these configurations are needs, and also need to configure this here the button height width. Now need to copy and to change this here the 14 like here. Then after need to give this here the titles, we need to set here this UI. Need to copy this text and we need to paste here, and now need to set here the elements as a centers, and also need to another configurations and to set this here the titles as a brands, and now we need to set here the bold font, and to font size we need to given this here the 20. We need to change here like this. Same as now need to copy and add buttons we need to develop here, and now need to clear this here the action, and to change this here the image name add green already inside into given. Like this configurations are needs, and also need to setting this here the after the complete this horizontal stacks, and to set here the space and to go tops. Like this UI are the developing here, and also need to see this here the preview canvas preview and to seeing here. And look like this here the show, but here issue with this here the given here the top paddings need to needs here, given this here the top insets. Then after we need to setting this here padding horizontal 8. Then after need to set here the background colors color white. Also need to set this here the shadow, and we need to set here the 2 radius. Like this we need to configure and look like this here the goods. Then after need to calls here the API calls need to needs here the list gets, need to write down here the on appears, need to calls here the BVM dots, need to calling this here the list API list, need to call this here, and also need to write down here the alerts view, need to showing here the alerts. If you get any errors, then to show this here the alerts is present, need to now BVM dots need to show errors, and like this we need to write down here, and we need to configure this here the alert. Titles need to set here the text property, and we need to give this here the name globe dots app name, and then after need to setting here the message text inside. We need to setting here BVM dots, we need to setting here the error message, and we need to write down here the dismiss, and we need to set here the buttons dot default, and we need to set here the label text, Okay, like this showing here, and to showing this here the like this pop-ups. And now we need to develop here the add view. We need to develop, we need to needs here. First of all, we need to create here the branch inside the new files, and to select this here the SwiftUI view, and to give this here the name brand add view, and create this here the files. We need to configure this here. Also now need to need this here the both variables are the needs. Now need to copy and to paste this here. Also another, so need to some view needs. Now again, so need to copy here this same text, and now need to put here like this data. And you need to first of all no needs here the list. Also need to clear, so need to cut this here the array and to put here, and to replace no need this here the empty you need to set here, and need to write down here add new brand, and back buttons already set it here, and also need to clear here the wish text no needs. Clean this here horizontal stack, vertical stack, not horizontals. Need to like these settings, and also need to setting here the on appearance no needs. Need to clear this here, and like this showing here the UI. Now we need to need this here the text fields. We need to develop here. First of all, set also here the spacing. Need to set here the 15. Then after need to give this here the line text fields. We need to use already. Need to creating here, and to give this here the brand name. Then after need to set this here the placeholders. Set here the title. Also give this here the placeholder. Enter brand name, and now need to set here the text $BVM dots. Need to given this here the text brand like this. We need to configure here and to set this here, and look like this here the showing here this data, and we need to clean this here the tops, to change this here the clean here. Also bottom insides need to cleanse. Then after, so need to set here the round button, and to set here the titles. Need to given this here the add, and click events. Need to like this sets here, and also need to need this here the edits and deletes. Both screen are the same, but only need to set here the one flags inside the brand view models. We need to some modifications are the needs here, and to modify first of all, so need to need here the two another publisher variables, and to configure this here where is edit. Need to by default need to set this here the false, and another publisher variables where to show add edit false. Like this need to configure, and to add another one action buttons. Need to configure, need to action open add, and now need to need this here the brand object, set here the nil. Then after need to is edit, need to set here the false. Then after is show txt brand names, set here the blank, and to write down here the show add edit. Need to set here the true. Like these configurations are the needs for the ads, and also need to make this here the returns if the successful again to did done. Need to callbacks, need to write down needs, and to back the screens. That's why to needs here the callback. Like this setting here, and to configure. Now need to copy, and also same as need to put here the update actions. Same as need to modifications are the needs inside the API calls. Now need to given this here, and also put this here the updates. Now No needs here the list updates. Always need to given this here the reloads after the screen close and to automatically call this here the on list. That's why I need to removing here. Now we need to get here did done's and to set here the like optionals after done's. Same as now need to put here like these configurations are the needs here and to showing here. Then after also need to given this here the configuration did done. Same as now need to copy and now need to paste here like this. Need to configure this here. And now we need to write down here is edit. Need to set here the true and also show edit true. Like this button configurations are the need this here. Now also need to bind with here the some configurations. Now need to go brand view and we need to set here the background and we need to set this here the navigation link destinations and labels. We need to set this here. Give this here the brand add view and now need to set here the labels and to set this here the empty view like here. Now also need to give this here the is active dollars BVM dots. Need to set this here the is show add edits. Like this configurations are the need this here and to configure and to give this here the comma and to set this here. Now no need this here the showing. Now need to close this here the editors and also need to give this here the add inside BVM dots. Need to call this here the actions open add. Need to call here. Then after need to edits already given this here and deletes set here. Then after now need to go inside the ads and first of all need to set here the titles BVM dots is edit. Then to set here the edit brand like these titles. Also need to change here the buttons. Need to configurations need here. If edit then to show this here the titles as a update and need to also need to make it here the conditions if BVM dots is edit then to call this here the BVM dots. I need to call this here the API action update did done and to call this here the methods and to write down here the model dot wrap value and to save or call this here the dismiss. Also same as need to call this here the add actions. Need to given this here if not edit then to give this here the actions add done and to call like this here the model dots wrap value and to set this here the dismiss value. Now need to run this here the apps and to test here the simulators. Now need to run this app. Now build success and to showing this here. Now to check here the account tabs, select here the brands and not open things here, so I need to check again. I found the issue because we need to not configure inside the account view inside this view here the navigation links. That's why not showing here. So need to write down here add brand view and now again so need to run this here the app. Now need to click on account and to select this here the brands and to showing like this here the brand list. Also need to click on to add brands and to give this here the titles B1s like this sets and to add this here and to getting here and brand add successfully to get here the titles. Also need to same as need to edit here and to set this here the 2 and to click on updates and automatically updates here and brand update successfully to run this here. Also need to call this here the delete and to click on deletes and deleting this here the API. Like this need to this management here the brands add update deletes and to cover these tutorials. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.